lips. I was able to see the lips and understand that immediately. Now that it's all here in 3D, now I just sit and I allow my eyes to roll over it, and I discover little things as I go along. You mentioned the thing that you'd put under there. Once again, you guided me to that, but I love going across this subject matter and discovering things. That's what I do with it. But hey, everybody, this is Don Lanning. I want to welcome you once again to another Friday wrap of our Making Monsters 101 class. And well, I'm so excited to introduce more. We had a great week. I want you to look right here into the camera and tell us your full name and tell us your contact information since it's there, please.
Mar Dore, and it's mardoregallery.com.
Perfect.
In Burbank.
Yes. And a beautiful gallery, if I may add. I went by and visited you when we first met and started talking through our friend Mike Caracappa. I went over to her gallery in Burbank. I was living in Burbank at the time, and my gosh, well, I just want to invite you all to follow our friend here, because not only are you an artist yourself, but you also have this beautiful gallery where people are able to come and enjoy your art and other installations as well. Okay, but nevertheless, I want to share this with you. This was the drawing she sent, and when I first looked at it, once again, you're a fine arts background, and well, can you explain when you doodled this? Tell us about the drawing. Tell us about where you started.
I just started with a concept of the breath being very special. The human breath that's used in a lot of indigenous traditions as a healing tool.
Correct. Yeah.
And also, so I just started drawing.
I'm going to ask you to talk up a little bit. Okay. That's just for me, because I'm a little deaf. Go ahead.
So, you know, I wanted it to be something modern, so blending in like today's, you know, pop lip, you know,
yes.
Pop rock, you know, or just pop art, you know, kind of lips, but blowing something that's so sacred. And then I just started, you know, it got to here, and then it just turned into, it's a jaguar facing.
It is. Yep.
And the jaguar has its head down, accepting the blessing, but still moving forward.
Yes.
And so the jaguar has so many meanings in so many different cultures.
Sure.
It's very kind of mythological and sacred, and has a dual personality, and it has just a lot of meaning. And so I just really wanted to realize this in sculpture, and I wanted to get back into art full time. And I've been really planning to do your class for about 5 years since Mike told me about it. And I guess this was the right time, but it took 5 years to get here.
I love it. I
was looking for inspiration in this class.
Great. Well, I
get back into sculpture.
I feel that you found it. And once again, it's funny, you guys, you know, with me personally, I always talk about how I feel with a sculpture, or how I feel in the presence of a sculpture. And every time I come by this, I feel, well, I feel that I find new things every time I walk by, that's for sure, but I feel the power and the energy. You'll notice that in these muscle groups, once again, it's her take on everything, but you notice how she's popped the high points or the hard points, muscle. These aren't muscle, these are bone reaching up out. That was the first thing that grabbed me personally. And I started to feel power in the character. Then you started to explain this to me as well, which this is a beautiful thing. Look at these lips, and look how that goes through the sculpture. And back in here, you see that she's got an opening here. But once again, this somehow is thrilling, or doing an incantation, if you will, for me, that has brought this character up. And this character is not just what it appears to be. There's all kinds of little things to find. And you've beautifully brought in little mechanical items, pieces of energy that are just traveling through, that don't clash with the overall, but add to it. And also, you see this often in fine art. There's no need for refinement. I want to see the artist's fingertips. I want to be in the presence of their process and method. Now, this is for me, okay? And also, I learned later in life, when I encounter art like this, I get rid of Dawn, I get rid of my conceived conceptions, and I allow the art to talk to me. And this is not pretentious, this is real. This is just clearing yourself out and allowing yourself to enjoy a piece of art. With that, if you'll allow me, I'm going to turn this around. Here we go. Oop, can you stabilize? There we go. I don't want to knock that over, but I got to turn this so you can see the whole thing, everybody. Yay! Once again, movement, power, not overworking, allowing us to see your fingerprints, allowing us literally to see your taste in shadow and in depth. That's what this contains as well. So anyways, this drives me crazy. Why do you do that? We don't know, but you're the artist, you channeled that and brought that through. Also, you have straight mechanical lines. You and I had a conversation during the class how a straight mechanical line is another source. So on top of all of this beautiful art, she has punctuation of forms that is somewhat mechanical, or found objects. You'll find seashells in here. That to me is also punctuation. So once again, if I think of this as a sentence, which it's not, but if I think of it as a sentence, these little details, these little pops and dings of interest, they can amplify a certain area. And I think that's my favorite thing. Once again, you're going along, you're looking, and you find these little magical moments. And here's another one. I got to turn it to get it to you. And I'm talking quite a bit here. I want to hear more of you. But here, tell us about this area and what's going on here. Tell us about it.
So this is kind of like a third hind leg, but it's
A little louder, dear. I'm sorry.
It's like a third hind leg. So
Yes.
It's like what? But it's more of a, an artist sketch.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
But it was born out of the artist sketch. I wanted to move the leg around, so I wanted movement.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I didn't like the movement, so I had to change it. And I think what it really represents is kind of a touchstone
Yeah.
to the earth. So the
Beautiful.
earth energy. And then, this creature came out. This wasn't
Yeah,
planned.
yeah.
That just came out yesterday. So,
I love that you say it came out. Once again, you're experimenting, you're searching, and you're looking, and you're observant, and you're present with it. And here it comes, and we never know what's going to happen. Especially if we're finding jewels and gold on the path. We don't always have to have a piece of art. We don't always have to have a drawing. You came in with a drawing, which was great. But sometimes, when I say gold along the path, sometimes it's wonderful to sculpt with no agenda. To see what comes, or to see what manifests, or to see what your temperament is in that day can also influence. So wonderful to be, to allow that in, and to not be so structured. A lot of times when we're sculpting for other people, we become very structured because we're reprinting something or duplicating something, or we're working as their hands, what have you. But this is the opposite. This is a person with artistic taste, allowing it to go in the room. I had so much fun with it. I don't really know what I'm saying other than I'm trying to share kind of what is often not even Englishable, Sometimes you sit next to a piece of art and you just like being near it. Do you know what I'm saying? So sometimes you can't find language for it, but I love this thing. I'm going to keep on turning, and I want to say that she had this planned so that the lips are more pointed towards this character, because he's conjured, if you will, out of the air, and so that turns more towards him. I just turned it out so you all could see it. And this can pop out too, but in process, if you turn it into the lost wax process, or however you process it, through our conversations, I found that this might be something that can be dislodged and put in, taken out. And I love these lips. These lips seem to have a freedom, as if they're either blowing or something. It's an incantation of some kind. I love that the lips are not perfectly organized. She's taken a little artistic license here, and so that gives it life for me. Once again, we all bring a different prism that we look through when we look at art, and we bring elements of ourselves. But anyways, I enjoy those lips. I think they're beautiful in their expression. And it makes me wonder what they're doing in this. To me, this is a support structure for this. And I don't need to know specifically why. This is its car for me. Okay? However it travels, that's its conveyance. I know that. Anyways, let me turn a little bit and get you some sweet angles. Adam, I'm going to have you choose any angles you like, but you can also come up. And if you find any objects or any, yeah, look at that. Isn't that great? Yeah. I'll turn it towards you since you're walking over that way. Sure. And we're just going to go around and get beauty shots. And, oops, excuse me. Here we go. Tell us about what's going to happen, both with this sculpture and anything that's going on with your gallery or your life. Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, I just love everything and everybody in the class, and such inspiration exists and lives here.
Yeah.
And it's been a fantastic week.
Hasn't it been?
And it's challenging to go full 5 days.
Isn't it though? Yeah.
It's very challenging,
Sure it
but
is.
rewarding and
Yeah.
just amazing. And I do plan to have a mold made and find out what kind of metal that I'd like to.
Fantastic.
And I plan to sculpt more into.
Yeah.
So this is a jump off point for me.
Well, once again, if you do a bronze, my mother did bronzes, everybody out there, and so I got to see different kinds of patina and visit Sun Foundry, which I don't think exists anymore out in Burbank. But boy, the lost wax process is amazing, and then you have something that you know that will last, and it will be talking for us long after we're gone. And I find that very romantic. My friend Lee Murphy, he sculpted South Dakota Sioux, more like a bas relief, but he did that in bronze. And every time I look at it, I think, that's going to be here longer than me. Anyways, but it's a beautiful piece of artwork and kind of should be here a long time, and so should this. Anyways, a lot of people mold. We're starting to have some people that will scan. And so there's different answers now for how we can process. But without biasing you or pushing you in any direction, I would love you to bronze this. But no matter what you do, this sculpture is still up and running, as all of our sculptures are. When we hit Friday in our class here, we like you to be at about 80%, but you're going to continue the adventure. And I just want you to post, and everybody out there, I want you to follow this wonderful person and enjoy her art as I have enjoyed it this very blessed week, and I mean that. It's been a pleasure, absolute pleasure to work with you. And I got to mention too, one of the things also that I so enjoyed about you is you are truly a worker, as am I. I'm happy when my hands are moving and my mind is searching and searching. And I want to tell everybody out there, hard work and always looking for something cool, looking for the cool. And that was what it was like to work with you. Priceless.
Amazing to work with you.
Yeah, well, everybody, we thank you for looking in. I want you to follow her and follow her continuing adventures in the world of art, and also her beautiful gallery. I want you to look that up as well. And in about 20 or 30 minutes, we have yet another artist spotlight, and we can't wait to share that with you. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
my great pleasure. Yay. And whenever you like, you can stop it or you can get some beauty shots. It's up to you. Perfect.